So let me get this straight. These whacked out hippies on the left who are forcing the rest of us into buying EVs and literally trying to legislate it on us, right? Get rid of our gas guzzling cars. Shame on you. You don't give a damn about the environment. Yeah, those guys, they are now literally burning down Teslas or EVs. They are burning down charging stations for those EVs, and they're attacking the places where they sell those EVs because the guy who makes those EVs is now a part of the government helping to uncover where the hell our money is being wasted or is being laundered. Yeah, let me run that back one more again for y'all. The mentally deranged left is either in support of, promotion of, or participating in burning down the very same cars that they were trying to force us into buying because they're pissed off that the guy who makes those cars is stopping the government from their corruption. That's the story. That's it. That's what's going on here. You can try play the semantics. You can try play the little. Well, no, we're actually fighting against fascism. No, what you're doing is you are allowing the propaganda machine to take over, to hijack whatever is left of your mind. And for those who are in support of this, your mind is at the stage right now. I would say it's probably a stage 4 to a stage 5 of TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, to where you have lost full cognition, full abilities of using your own brain. You have the inability to think for yourself. And so it leads you to actually work in direct opposition to your own good. You will cut your nose off to spite your own damn face. That's what we're seeing in real time right now. Don't you get it twisted. Don't let all these fancy words and the semantics get in the way of what's going on. These are domestic acts of terrorism. That's what's taking place. And I'm in a place now where I never, ever, ever want to hear all this Jan 6 BS ever again. I never want to hear from y'all. Y'all talk about, well, January 6th, the insurrection. There has been an insurrection every single day since Trump has before he got into office, when he got elected, let alone now that he's been inaugurated. There has been some form of attack. There has been some form of uprising. They have swamped the damn Trump towers a few times now. They are in the streets causing havoc. They're on college campuses causing havoc, and now they're burning cars. They are literally destroying people's vehicles. They are destroying a business whose sole purpose and intention was to do the very thing that they were crying about a few years prior. These are the demonic entities we're dealing with. And somebody said, don't use the word demonic because it takes away or absolves them of their own behavior. No. It doesn't. It points out how vile and evil their decisions, their choices actually are. And I'm not going to let this slide. This one, you ain't going to tootsie slide your way up out of this. Quoting one of our great philosophers of this day and age. You're not going to tootsie slide your way up out of this one. The left is evil, folks. I've come to that conclusion. The left is evil. They are not incompetent. They are. Many of them are deeply, deeply incompetent. But more than incompetent, they are evil. More than incompetent, they are vile. They are spiteful. They are hate-filled. And I'm not saying there aren't hate-filled individuals, spiteful individuals on the right and who are Republicans and conservatives, of course. But I'm talking about the entire platform that we know as a so-called Democratic Party. Their true spirit is manifesting right in front of us in real time. We are seeing exactly who they are in real time. Don't you ever forget this was the party that fought to keep slavery intact. This is the party that created the Jim Crow laws. This is the party that formed the KKK. This is the party that filibustered, meaning postponed the Civil Rights Act, and were forced to put that into law. Why? Well, because Lyndon Baines Johnson all of a sudden cared about black people, though he was one of the most adamant racists in modern American politics. No, the reason he had to sign it into law is because he was forced by a majority House and a majority Senate filled with Republicans. That's why he had to put that into law. So don't you ever get it twisted. Don't you ever get it done. This is who they've always been. They just got better at how they cloaked. They just got better at how they deceive. They got better at their tools and the use of their tools and the mechanisms in which they use, the psychological ops in which they operate under. That's all that changed. This is the same party that took out their very own JFK, supposed very own. This is the very same party that took the life of the president who ended, or at least was in majority responsible, ending slavery. This is the very same party who took that man's life and looked to take DJT, Donald Django Trump, the man who was looking to, at the very least, if you like him or not, at the very least, put America first. You know, the old thing that you are hired to do as the president because you are hired. That's what that is. People are opting in with votes to hire you for a job. You get the job, you do the job on behalf of the American people. You don't go and screw the people over and put everybody else ahead of them and waste their money and use their money and launder their money. No, you don't go ahead and do that. You do whatever is in the best interest of those people who are paying for you to even exist. And that goes for every person in Congress. That goes for every single senator. That goes for every single representative in government. That is your job. And those of y'all who are silent on this, you have shown yourself for exactly who you are. You are the individual behind these acts of terror. You are the voice, you are the enabler, and in some cases, you're likely the funder. You're probably the person who is putting money behind these initiatives. Oh, no. Today I got time. No. Today I've got time. I got nothing but time today. Elon Musk was the savior of these so-called liberals for as long as I can remember. They built him all the way up. He was seen as not only a genius, but he was seen as a man who was going to save the world from so-called alleged, well, it was first, remember, it was the ozone's going to have a hole in it, then it became global warming, then it became climate change, and now they got a whole nother, onslaught of euphemism bullshit that they use to cover up the fact that they're using this as a psychological op. But let me continue on the Elon story of things. Elon Musk was a hero to the left until he started thinking for himself. Elon was a hero to the left until he said no to having his son turned into a pretend girl. Elon was a hero to the left until he actually gave a damn about America. And I'm not saying he didn't care for this country before. I believe that he has done a lot. Even when he was a lefty, a Bernie guy, I believe he did more than most people on the right did for America. That's the God honest truth. He created jobs, opportunities. He created technologies or advanced technologies. He put that work in. You can't take that away from him. Every person who talks shit about Elon, I haven't seen a single, now one of them who is doing anything in their life that is comparable. Oh, you glazing. No, I'm telling the truth. I'm speaking facts here. What have you done with your bummy, crusty ass? You've done absolutely nothing. And this man has done more in a day than you will do in your entire life. These are the God-honest facts. He has taken more risks than you will take ever combined, period, in 100, 1,000 lifetimes. So let's not get that twisted. But when he was on the other side of the aisle and he was believing in the propaganda and he was essentially a part of that machine, if we bring up some of the statistics as far as the donations that went into the Democratic Party, every single one of these tech giants disproportionately put money into the Democratic Party, including Tesla. So when did he become the man who was worthy of executing, of taking his life? When did he become the enemy, the number one enemy? It was DJT before. Now it's Elon. When did he become the number one target of the said Democratic plantation? Simple. When he made the decision to think for himself, to think outside of the machine, the mechanism, to think outside of the propaganda. That's when they hated him. In the same way, every single one of us, the moment we break away from that Democratic plantation, the moment we break away from the propaganda machine, is the moment that we become the enemy of that machine. Am I lying? When was it that your family members all of a sudden started cutting you off and they don't want you at the gatherings anymore? Your lefty aunties and your mamas and when did that happen? Was it when you were worshiping at the feet of Barack Hussein Obama? No, It was as soon as you put your support behind President Donald Django Trump, because he is indeed a free man. Django. The D is silent for real. When was it that you started getting cut off by people that you thought loved you? When was it that you started getting threats? When was it that you started having your favorite content creators getting swatted? When did that happen? Was it when, they were agreeing hook, line, sinker with the leftist propaganda? Was it when we were given over to the woke agenda and bowing the knee? Or was it when we finally took a stand and said enough is enough? Too big to rig. Was it then? Yeah, I think it was then. I think it was the moment when Elon said, I'm not willing to stand with those who are in opposition of what is good. And this ain't even about America. This is just about morals. This is about values. This is about integrity. Deeper than that, this is about good and evil. Simple. It's about dark versus light. No, this morning I said, oh no, this is absolutely good versus evil, dark versus light. Because they are now fighting, they're in opposition to, they are the soldiers, the foot soldiers for evil. The people who do these things are foot soldiers for evil. I did a video on, all these people coming out and saying how they want to take the president's life, or they can't wait for his life to be taken. And a lady in the comment section said, it is unbelievable how, they say this so casually to want anybody's life to be taken. We never cared if Joe Biden lived or not, but we never looked to threaten his life. But frankly, we were surprised that he was alive in the first place, if he even was, weekend at Bernie's type situation. But we never looked to take his life, even though that election was suspicious at best, even though we're still looking for the 30 million votes that have all of a sudden gone missing, or the 25 million votes that, floated into the abyss. DJT has the most votes in history, except for Joe Biden. Interesting. Not even Obama got those type of numbers. That's interesting, right? But even with the rigging of the system, we still said, you know what? We'll wait another 4. Even though y'all hit us with the scam debit, you know what? We'll give it another 4. And it was one of the best things that honestly happened to us, because we got to see all the corruption unfold in ways we had never seen. Unprecedented. And we got the Elon Musk of the world to wake up. The Tulsi Gabbards of the world to wake up. The RFK Juniors of the world to wake up and say, wait a minute. What the hell has become of my said party? This is not what I signed up for. And so it was a beautiful thing. I mean, I believe that God's hand was all over this and always will be. But let's not get this twisted. This is evil. I'm seeing the video playing over and over. It's right in front of me. My phone is right here. The video is playing right in front of me right here. So it can round me all the way back up again so we don't forget. They are destroying. Look, evil only knows how to destroy. The devil only knows how to destroy. Evil only knows how to destroy. It cannot create. It cannot innovate. All it does is break down. You got people in your family right now. They got that spirit on them. They got that energy about them. Dark, twisted. All they do is destroy. They can't build nothing. They can't build a Lego set with instructions. All they do is destroy. All they know is how to break down, how to degenerate, how to degrade. They take the system and they break it. But then when you ask them to build something better, they can't, because all they know is to destroy. This is what we're seeing here. This is what that is. These burning cars, these burning charging stations by the very same people who claimed that the world will be saved through EVs. The man who devotes his life, he devotes his bottom dollar to quote unquote saving us from ourselves, is the man who is now #1 on their hit list. You can't make this shit up, folks. You can't make this up. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you found value in this content. If you want to show some love or some support, you can go ahead and send a Cash App, or go ahead and buy me a coffee by clicking the link below, literally titled Buy Me a Coffee. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. Fell in love with the light. love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3-6-5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praise.